Hey everybody, this is Ronnie. I'm coming to you today with a PSA order. So we got to order back. This is technically my third order I've gotten back. It's a big one. It's my biggest order, 106 cards. This was a standard order. I don't know why I keep wanting to say oil. God knows. But this was a big order. This was actually my first order I sent in. This was what was the old 20-day order. This was sent in the middle of August, end of August. Just got it back. It's been about 8.5 months, I think. It was right under $2,500. I think it was $20 a card or so, plus shipping and everything. So this was a big order, somewhere approximately $18,000 of value as of today. Cards go up and down like stock market. So this order a month ago was probably closer to 25. So it just goes to show you how fast things move. And I could probably hold on to this and it'll be back there if I decide to sell it before the season, say September, October. But we'll get into it. There was one card that did not grade, and it was this Jalen Brown Donruss rookie. It's green. They said it was a factory misprint. I didn't really look into it. You don't get charged for these that I'm aware of. So, I mean, unless they're like tampered cards. So I didn't really look into that too much. But some huge cards near the end. There's a lot of cards in bulk, as if you've seen the first few. You know, I love the whole bulk idea. But let me see who we're going to start off with. We'll start off with Donovan Mitchell. And start off with these, I guess. So there is a total of, let me find my list. These Donovan Mitchell cards, there is a total, these are the Panini Donruss Optic, and there is 19 of these. I bought these from one buyer. They probably were gone through looking at it now when I got the grades. But a lot of the cards actually don't look as bad as, you know, they're all 9 and 10s, which is pretty decent. I mean, this order we did get 61 10, so it was like a 60%. So people saying, you know, we were hit on certain cards more than others, and then other cards we had really good rate. But anyway, these Donruss Optic cards, these are all the same. See them right here. Donovan Mitchell's rookie card, plays for the Utah Jazz. Basically the #1 team right now. I figure out where I put this. You think I would? Can't read my own writing. Where did I put this? Oh, here we go. So I had 19 of these. 15 of these are PSA 9s. So we got a lot of 9s on this card. But we did get a few 10s. We did get, there's 4 10s. So 19, there's some 10s. So the 9s are approximately $60 to $75 right now. And the 10s are between $160 and $175. So nice looking card, but they do have a grade back. So there is some chipping that does happen along these back of these cards. So that dark, you know, there's a little bit of white. It's not going to get a 10. But right here, I mean, I was into these for about $10 a card, maybe a little bit less than when you get grading fees. So it was about, say, $25 a card. So selling them, we're going to make a profit. Might have not been, or well, we're going to be, I think I would understand English. Sales have been slow on clothing because we haven't listed much of our regular stuff. I just listed like 50 items today. And then tomorrow I'm going to list a majority of these cards before I go to Cincinnati. I've been so busy listing. We tried to list 50 things. Wife was taking photographs. We cleaned the office. I got to get car service, like a lot of stuff. Just so much stuff. And then we have this other. This is a single card that we have. This is a Donovan Mitchell. You can see this card's a little bit different. It's called the Fast Break Hollow, and it has like little little sparkly card, little donut looking things there. I like donuts. This one got a 10. This is actually a lot better card. This one in a 10 is about $400. And if I remember right, this guy threw this card in, or was part of these other ones, because I got them in a lot. They were about $10 a piece. This was one of them. I think I paid like, I don't know. Like I was looking at it the other day. It was like $185 by the time you include tax and everything for all those 20 cards. Came to like $10 a card, basically. So this is the Donovan Mitchell one. This is the one I was hoping was going to be better. These cards I bought basically one or two at a time off of eBay. And there is there's 9 of these. So these are the Prism Parallels of Donovan Mitchell. These are kind of like his bread and butter card, but there's a lot of these. And we had 9 of them. 8 of them got 9s, and we did get 1 10. I was buying these for anywhere from $35 to $50 at the time. I think they're a little bit much. I haven't really paid attention to what these cards go for recently, ungraded. But these are kind of his go-to card somewhat. And these approximately are selling for, like I said, we got beat up on this one a little bit. The 9s, I think, are selling for about $50, $60. So not the greatest return. The 10 is going to be about $350 or so. No, I think the 9 sell for about $100. I think I'm wrong on that one. For some reason, I didn't mark this one down. Don't know why. But, and then we do have this red, white, and blue. This is parallel one. This is kind of really ugly parallel. But this goes for a little bit more in a 9. I think this is like $125, $150 in a 9. All right, we'll do with the Donovan Mitchell. We'll go into the Jaylen Brown. So I picked up some Jaylen Brown. He was really underpriced near the season for what he was. He had a good season. He did get hurt near the end of the season. So we do have 9 of these optic Jaylen Browns. We did get 6 9s and 3 10s. These, do a little bit better. These are about $60 or so in a 9, and about $125 in a 10. And it's a pretty decent looking card, as you see there. So, like these ones were around the same. I paid about under $10 a card on these by the time you figure fees and everything. So you're into the cards about $25. So turn 25 into 65. It's not the greatest return, but there's some, and then some bigger returns on some of the other cards that are coming up. What's up, Chad? How you doing, brother? So this stack is oh no, wrong player. We're jumping a player. We don't want to jump a player. All right, so here we have what is 25 Jaylen Brown Hoops rookie. These were fairly cheap. I was able to get these for like $5, $6 a card when I got them. And these, if you look at the pop report, they gem at a extremely. You get 10s with these cards at a very extreme rate. For whatever reason, these are easy gems. So I did get a 1-8. I was just making sure that was the 8. I did get 1-8, and I did get 2 9s, I believe. Yeah. Can't find this card on my spread, my sheet of paper here. Why I can't find it, I don't know. Oh, here we go. There we go. So the eight, I'm probably going to lose money. It's probably about a $20 card, and it costs me about that to grade it. So I mean, I'll lose a little bit of money on that. The 9s are probably about $50. So, and then the 10s here, we got 22 10s. So, these are probably about $120 a card. I can wait a little bit. They'll go up a little bit before the season starts. So it's whatever you want to do. These were selling as high as $200 during the season. There really wasn't a lot of these on the market. There's not a lot of Jaylen Brown, huge for what star player he is. Now there may be a lot coming back that are at PSA now, not really sure. But move these most likely. They're pretty common, pretty low-end rookie card. And we do have one parallel that is the blue, and that became a 9. These are kind of really hard to find. And this is probably about, if I had to guess, $100, $125. All right, now we're going to talk about Jayson Tatum. I have some optics of his, and we only had 4 of these ones right here. And we got 3 9s, 1 10. Once again, these are hard, kind of a little bit harder grade because of the grayback. They do get some chipping, and there is some centering issues occasionally on these. But overall, I think I was into these for like $15. These weren't a huge card at the time. And these are about $80 in a 9, about $160 in a 10. And then did pick up stack here. This is Jayson Tatum's NBA Hoops one, as you see right here. This one we came across, I have 23 of these. And once again, these were like a $10 card. 1 9. We got 22 10s. Like I said, these were a pretty easy card at the time. They were going for a little bit higher. These were selling during the season like 150, 160 at times. So if getting them everything back kind of at the right time, Celtics are probably going to get blown out. I'm a Celtic fan. Love the Celtics, but team is not healthy. They're missing players. It's been a rough season for them. But, somebody here, these are easy cards. One listing, you're done. Here's the parallels here. We got 1 blue. Came back a 9. These were a little bit more expensive. I think I paid like $25 for these, or so at the time. This one's probably about $150 card. And then we do have 3 of the platinum. It's like this bluish gray color. We did get 1 9 and 2 10s. These are a little better. These are about $150 or so in a 9 and about $400 in a 10. Now for some of the one-off cards, and there's some big ones here near the end. This is a Panini Donruss Orange Laser, kind of the paper product. Because you have the chrome cards and you have the paper. And we got this one right here. This one came back a 9. This is not, there's only one that sold recently in a 9. It sold for $40. I got this in a lot of cards, and getting a 9 kind of killed it. It's really not, you'll break even on this. I mean, it'll make a few dollars on this card, but because a few of the other cards that I got in this, I remember getting 4 cards. One of them was this one. This is the other one, and then there's 2 more coming up. I sold one of the Kobe's. The other 2 I still have listed. I sold one, the PSA 8 for $200. Right after the Hall of Fame, a lot of people, I think, listed their cards, Kobe cards, and it kind of drove down the price because there's more cards than there are buyers currently, or more sellers than there are buyers. and everybody and their mother put their Kobe cards up. So it's a little dip in the Kobe market, as is Iverson and Duncan, all those players. Everybody held on thinking the same thing. I'll wait to the Hall of Fame. There'll be interest, and it kind of turned out the opposite way. The money was kind of baked into the order, and everybody thought it was going to be pop once. Not, I mean, I didn't think that, but so one thing great about these high graded cards is nobody can complain. Their quality is different than definitely those things. I mean, it is fairly well. I'll show you a card later that is kind of like you smirk because it's going to be an issue. I find the parallel silvers are holding their value a lot better. So what? Actually, the silvers are down just as much as the base. If you look, it's crazy. The ones that are really holding better are the numbered cards. If you can buy the numbered colored cards, like, let me see here. I mean, this is going to be a bad example because I don't have a huge amount of cards back from PSA. Could have swore somebody was trying to come in my office. Like, for instance, like these kind of cards here, these are the Prism cards. These are numbered to 25. This green Pulsar. These ones will keep their value a little bit better. The silvers really are down just as much as the base. It's kind of crazy in a lot of the cards. I was looking at that just earlier today. I haven't had any issues selling a card so far, but who knows? So far, it seems like people have been pretty decent, pretty good. This is another card I got in that lot for $100. This is a Prism Select Jaylen Brown. This card's kind of like dropped like a rock. This card got is probably as high as like $200 in a 9, $500 in a 10, and currently it's probably about a $60 card. I'll hold on to this for now because Jaylen Brown, Celtics, he's hurt. So this card I got in the middle of the during the middle of the pandemic. I walked into a Walmart like early on. They had a bunch of Mosaic, and this was one of the cards I pulled. I didn't even know what it was at first because it was different from most of the ones. But it was a Zion Williams. It's his red jersey variant, and it came back at 10. But if you look on the card here under that M towards the border, there's a dimple on there. Right? Grab a pen, and it's under right there, under the pen. Oh, just above the pen there. See, a little bit of a dimple. So I don't know how that card got a 10. I was like, yo, come on, seriously. I just great because I had the dimple on it. I sent it in thinking like it'll just be easier to sell it, grade it, and then it came back at 10. I was like, seriously. But I don't know what I'm going to do with that one now. But this card is about $100 in the 9, about $300 in the 10, and it's going to be iffy how to sell that. I think numbered cards are the way to go. I'll tell you the truth, going forward. Base silver, you know, there's some really nice because silver dropped. I was looking at the Jalen Brown like hollow in the optic, and it's dropped like 50% in the last 2 months. So I was looking because it kind of really dropped low, and I was like, yo, that might be a card I look at. Now these are two Jayson Tatums. These are both Prisms. One came back a 9, one came back a 10. 9 selling for, I think about, I forgot what these were selling for. Because they're all over the place, really, to tell you the truth. I want to say it's like 150 to 175 for the 9. And the 10 is somewhere around 450, 400. I've seen some sell as high as 5. It just auctions and then people buying it now and the best offer. It's kind of like all over the place. I paid $100 for the 9. I remember because I had a little scratch on it. and the person gave me a bunch. It was a local deal, and they gave me a bunch of other cards, rookies from that class, and including even a Nikolai Jokic autograph card, which I didn't really wasn't selling for much money at the time, but now I got it graded. It's in with the orders. Don't know where it is, but with him being a possible MVP this year, the card's actually turned around to be something good. All right, some of the bigger cards we're coming up to. This is the 2016 Panini Prism Starburst Prism. These are kind of a hard grade because of refractor lines and stuff. But a really beautiful card. This was the fourth card I got in that lot of cards for $100. This is the main card I bought it for. Came back at 10. This card was up as high as $800. There's one sold or two sold, one for $800 like 6 weeks ago, and then one sold recently at auction for $375. That's why you don't do auctions. I'll probably hold on to this card for now. This is kind of a low pop card. This is something that should keep its value. There's not a huge amount. It's a Panini Prism. I mean, there's less of these than there are silvers, I think. And then we get into this Jaylen Brown card. This is a huge Jaylen Brown card. This is his Panini Prism autographs. It's the vertical one. And somebody was telling me that there's only like 10 of these or something. And when I picked this up now, we're going back into the summer. So I really don't know like how truthful that is, but you hardly ever see these cards come up on eBay. There's only 2 10s, with this being the second one. One, I want to say like late summer, or no, not late summer. It was like probably the start of the season sold. The only other 10, I think it sold for like $1,500 or $2,000. I did see a 9 of these sell the other day for like $150. I actually tried buying it because I just thought it was cool, but I lost out. So really cool card. I mean, not much for autograph. Okay, for a minute I thought they put the autograph upside down. I thought that would be funny. But this is a really nice card, I think. I paid like $100 or so for this card, and I just thought it was really cool. It's a lot better. That guy has a better autograph than this guy, though. What's up, Crow? Thanks a lot. Yeah, some 80s and 90s stuff like Kobe's and Iversons and Duncans and Garnett. Like, stuff's worth money, Krillin. But this was a card. This card I paid $60 for. I was looking for cards in a Facebook group. This card came available. The guy said do $60 for it. He won it in a break, and I bought it. And it's in a little bit of thicker case, as you can see, because it's a jersey patch auto. These are numbered to 99. These are the National Treasures card. And you can see this is Robert Williams III. He had 9 blocks the other day in the Celtic game. I mean, he was all over the place. He had turf toe. I mean, this guy, I went heavy in basketball cards. I just enjoy watching him play. I tried completing the rainbow of his cards in the Select Optic and also Prism. And I came close, but I kind of gave up at some point just because it was just getting too hard for me. So it has a part of their jersey. He has the autograph. It's 99. This is basically somebody's most desirable rookie card when it comes out. The last one of these sold in a BGS 9 sold for $2,600. There's no 10s of this card. There is like a 9.5 from Beckett up for like $8,000. And there's a few other cards. This could be my best card because I think it's somewhere in that $25,000 to $3,000 range. There's currently one up listed for $3,250. But I'm gonna hold on to this one definitely for a little while. With him starting next year for the Celtics, hopefully he'll get more playing time. His cards kind of jumped up, and the biggest one is this one. This one's actually I cracked this card out of the BGS holder. Trying to find the little thing for it. So this is a No, that's not the one. What the hell is it? All these cards I cracked out. There's a bunch of them. Where are you? Not that one. You're not that one. Oh, here we go. So you can see it was a 9.5. I cracked it out of its holder. It had all 9.5s all the way around. I paid $400 for this card. And it came back and it got a 10. This is the downtown Jayson Tatum card. I just love this card. Has like the lobster chilling in Boston, supposedly in the back there. These cards are pretty desirable. There's one currently listed in like a 9 for 15. One not recently, sold like 3 months ago for $2,500. Some guys had his card up there for about a month, trying to get like $3,000. I think there's another one listed for $33. It's about a $2,500 card or so. If you looked at the Luka card of this one and Trae Young sell for a little bit more. I mean, Jayson Tatum is clearly a better player than Trae Young. He may not be. I don't know about Luka. I'm up in the air about that one. I'm not the biggest Luka fan, but not the biggest Trae Young fan either. So that's it for the cards. So those three at the end were probably the biggest cards of the order. So, and supposedly if tonight goes well with the Celtics, hopefully we'll be doing good. I'm gonna send you some pictures. Yeah, send me some pictures, Krillin, later. I don't have your number anymore. I got a new phone, so I lost all my numbers there for a while. I dropped my phone in the snow like back in February, and I was using the wife's phone. I couldn't transfer any phones with numbers over. And I had an iPhone sitting around from last year that I locked myself out of, so it took me a few YouTube videos to figure out what I was doing. But it did work eventually. I did figure it out. So, all right. I got to get going. It's getting late. Got to have some pizza. Celtics going to be playing later. I don't know what wifey Pooh is doing, but she was here. But thank you guys all for coming by. Talk to you guys later. I would point out the dimple, the other card, and give a discount. Definitely doing that. I'm definitely doing it. I'm not into the card for that much. I'm not gonna. I don't want to deal with like the whole return thing and somebody trying to point out to me that card has an issue. It's gonna point it out ahead of time, and because if card is a 10, they're suspecting to get a 10. So I just feel like that's misgraded, and it's maybe they missed it. Who knows? PSAs went from like 100 employees to 1,000 employees over the last few months, from what you hear. So there's a lot of new people. They seem to get a little harder with grading, if it is true, if it isn't. I'm not going to complain about grades because there's a lot of money to be made in this. I mean, like I said, there's probably upwards of $18,000 here. There was probably as high as 25 if it got back a month earlier, maybe 6 weeks. So timing is everything. I mean, it's basketball playoffs. Like, other than Donovan Mitchell, the Celtic players are not gonna be all that great. Does PSA correct it if you send it in? I mean, you could probably tell them, hey, you overgraded this card. But with the way they do things, it's not even worth the time or effort. But got to get some stuff done. See you guys later. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a good day. Adios, amigos.